Hello, doctor. Before you hit the submit button on your oral specialty training application, you want to stop and watch this video. I'm going to be talking about 8 common reasons why a CREST form might get rejected. You've only got one opportunity to re-upload it, so you want to get it right the first time. So hit the like and subscribe buttons, get out a pen and paper, and let's get straight into it. I've also got a helpful checklist right at the end of the video. So let's go. First of all, what is a CREST form? For those who don't know, it's the certificate of readiness to enter specialty training. And what does this mean? So it's basically documented evidence for doctors who have not undergone a recognized UK foundation training program. So basically for doctors who had their house job or internship outside the UK. And it shows that you've been able to meet some professional competencies or capabilities that's expected of a doctor who's undergone the 2-year program and you're now ready to apply for specialty training. Every doctor who plans to apply for specialty training starting at ST1 level will be required to submit a CREST form if you've not had the opportunity to undergo a recognized UK foundation training program. So, what are common reasons for rejection? Number 1, you used an invalid form. What are examples of an invalid form, you may ask? A form that's either outdated, so any form earlier than 2024, or a reference form. So it has been reported that some doctors have made a mistake of filling a dummy form, which is basically a reference form which shows you how to fill the actual form. So if you make the mistake of using either an outdated form or a reference form, your CREST form would be rejected. Another common reason why a CREST form could get rejected is that your signature is not eligible. So usually the CREST form ought to be signed by a consultant or clinical director who has worked with you for a given amount of time. And if, for example, there is no evidence that the doctor who you've given the CREST form to fill is on the specialty register or has documented evidence of his or her consultancy status, your CREST form will get rejected. So for example, giving your CREST form to a locum doctor who is not on the specialty register will be a mistake. Always confirm the credentials of whoever you're giving your form to sign. All right, so in the previous point, I mentioned that the consultant or clinical director should have worked with you over a given amount of time. This is an important criterion. This leads me to the third point. If the consultant or the signatory hasn't worked with you for a minimum of 3 months or within a 3.5-year period leading up to the intended start date of the program you're applying for, your CREST form will be rejected. So if you worked with a consultant for less than 3 months, or if the time period during which you worked with this consultant was more than 3.5 years prior to the intended start date of your training, the CREST form will get rejected. So you don't want to make that mistake, okay? The fourth common reason is that all competencies have not been signed off. So the whole purpose of the CREST form is for a recognized consultant to be able to vouch for the fact that he or she has witnessed you demonstrate certain capabilities. And if for any reason this consultant doesn't believe that you have met all of these competencies, your CREST form will be rejected. So it's also important that your form is given to a signatory or a consultant who has watched you demonstrate these competencies. So let's say you have indeed given your form to a signatory who has witnessed you demonstrate these capabilities. What if he filled the form and failed to tick some boxes by mistake? That will lead to rejection of your form. So you want to be as thorough as possible. After your consultant has filled the form, you want to go through it to make sure that all the necessary boxes were ticked and all the necessary places were signed and filled so that your form doesn't get rejected. So your consultant has filled the form. He has indicated that he has watched you demonstrate all the competencies. Great. However, at the place where he has to fill in his information, he failed to sign. That will lead to your form being rejected. Or if he didn't sign with a handwritten signature, but instead printed his name digitally, that is also not acceptable. So as much as possible, try and ensure that the signatory places his handwritten signature in every place that's required. Okay, So your consultant has filled the form thoroughly. He has written his name in all the right places. He has given his handwritten signature in the right boxes, but he has not applied the hospital stamp to the form. That could also get your CREST form rejected. You don't want to make that mistake. Ensure that the form is filled properly and stamped with a valid hospital stamp. So I'm going to lump the next couple of things I'm sharing into one point. This has to do with the additional qualification of your signatory. So first of all, if your signatory is not on the GMC specialty register, so for signatories from abroad, you want them to add their additional qualification to the CREST form. If it's not added as a single file, the CREST form will get rejected. If the additional qualification evidence is not translated to English, so for example, for consultants from non-English speaking countries, the CREST form will get rejected. If the additional qualification is added to a single file, translated to English, but his or her annual practicing license is outdated or expired, the CREST form is going to get rejected. So you want to ensure everything is in order with regards to the evidence of your signatory's additional qualification. So this brings me to my last point. Why might your CREST form get rejected? It just might be you don't need to submit a CREST form. So for example, for doctors who have completed a recognized UK Foundation program, you wouldn't need to submit a CREST form. If you started but not successfully completed one, you won't need to submit a CREST form. However, you'll need to discuss with your training program director to know the way forward. If you've undergone specialty training in a different specialty, if you started or completed one, you wouldn't need to complete a CREST form. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. I've added a checklist right here, and you can just go through it and ensure that everything is in order before submitting your application. It's quite distressing to get that email from Oriel that your application has not gone through because your CREST form is not acceptable. I've had a personal experience having gone through this process on 2 different occasions, and getting that email, it can be quite frustrating. So you want to get it right once and for all. So don't forget to share this video, comment if you got any questions, let me know in the comments, subscribe and like this video so that more people can get to know about this. Thank you. Bye.